we have two major San Antonio Spurs updates. Victor Wembanyama speaks out for the first time since he was ruled out for the season, and De'Aaron Fox wants to be a Spur for a long time, and we're here for it. We're going to break it down here on Spurs Digest with your host, Keenan Warner. And if you guys haven't yet, make sure you guys take a Spur of the moment, get every Spurs moment by hitting that subscribe button so you don't miss all the great content me, Josh, and Brian have coming for you. But without further ado, let's get right into it. This is the guy. It's actually great to finally have some good news really coming from Victor Wembanyama and coming from De'Aaron Fox. But Victor Wembanyama spoke in an interview here recently about how he is doing, just overall how he's feeling, how it's progressing, and this is how it went. I'm able to do hard lifting, also basketball work. It is very controlled and light, which kind of felt weird, that hard lifting but light, but it is very controlled and light, and sometimes I feel like I would like to do more. So he wants to get back in the groove of things. You can tell this is a guy who is young but really loves the game of basketball and wants to be great. He already said that the league should watch out in 4 years, the league and the Olympics when he's there. He wants to be the best player in the world. He looks at how people work right now and like, I thought you guys were better than that. I thought you guys did more than that. He's not afraid to have a target on his back, put the world on his shoulders. He understands how good he is, and he understands what he can do for the future of basketball. But from there, he said, it's a logical medical direction. Trust the process and trust the medical staff. And that's what we're going to have to do, of course. We obviously have had to trust the medical staff in the past for San Antonio, and we trust that they're going to do the great things and the right things for our great player in Victor Wembanyama. He also said, he was also asked, like, is he on track? Is it going to be when is he going to be coming back? He said, I'm neither behind nor ahead. So he is on schedule, and the schedule is being he's pretty much going to return for the beginning of next year for the San Antonio Spurs and maybe being able to play in the Eurobasket tournament, which is towards the back half of August, I think late August, early September. But that's his time frame. That's what he's shooting for. That's what we're hoping for. Get himself some reps. I understand it's kind of hit or miss. Let me know what you guys think in the comments about. Do you think that this guy here, Victor Wembanyama, should be playing in the Eurobasket tournament overseas, or do you think that he should be resting completely for the NBA season? I'm kind of leaning towards him playing just to get his feet wet back into the game and being able to really get into high-level competition. I understand that Eurobasket is completely different than the NBA, just in the style of play and the way it is, but he is at least playing against other people in more than just controlled scrimmages. He's getting out there and getting acclimated, so we don't have to take this year to be half a buffer year for Victor Wembanyama. That's where I'm leaning, but I'd love to know where you guys are leaning. But the second news we have here, a massive update here too. De'Aaron Fox hopes to sign with the Spurs contract during the 2025 offseason. He wants to be in San Antonio. We understand his wife is from the area. He is a Texas kid himself. He's coming back home. He's able to enjoy what's going on here in San Antonio in the state of Texas. He wants to be here for a long time, and hey, we want him here for a long time. We didn't make that trade for no reason. But after spending the second half of the 2024-2025 season with the San Antonio Spurs, Fox is hoping to stick around long term. Per ESPN's Michael C. Wright, Fox said he hopes to sign a contract extension with the Spurs this offseason following his trade to the San Antonio Spurs from the Kings in February. I mean, one of the greatest trades we've seen in recent memory. Take Luka Doncic aside, but that was one of the greatest trades we've seen in recent memory, especially for the Spurs. I mean, we gave up not much to go get one of the 30, 35 best players in the league. You'd have to do a ranking right here, but, maybe I'll do one before the season's over. But De'Aaron Fox said specifically, yeah, I hope so, when asked whether he'd be signing an extension with San Antonio this summer. You've got to be happy. You've got to be happy to see that. I mean, this year, De'Aaron Fox, he put up 23.5 points, 4.8 rebounds, 6.3 assists, 1.5 steals, 46% from the floor, 31 from three. This is a combination between him in Sacramento and him with the San Antonio Spurs. So it's great to see that I mean, that's just a quality player. We obviously know what that is. We know who he is. That's De'Aaron Fox. He is downhill one of the best players in the league, and that pick and roll between him and Wemby is going to be lethal for years to come. But Fox is currently on the fourth year of his 5-year, $163 million contract. He signed with the Kings, so hopefully still be contractually tied to the Spurs for another season if they don't get the extension. I don't see why they wouldn't get the extension. It doesn't really make sense that they're not going to be able to pencil that in or pen that in, honestly. Put that in marker, stamp that, make sure we get it. But it doesn't make sense that they wouldn't be able to get that because we all have common interest. Want to be in San Antonio, want to win, get you there. That's all we need to do. That's all we need to know. But before the 2024-2025 season, he declined the 3-year, $165 million max extension, which really was the first domino in the sense of, De'Aaron Fox doesn't want to be in Sacramento anymore. If he did want to be there, clearly he would re-up on that extension. But he hopes to get a bigger deal in the offseason. Now the decision to bypass that contention could pay off. I mean, obviously you can get the bigger deal, but at the same time, you want to be in the situation where you're flexible as a person. You don't want to be strapped down, especially if you're in a position and in a situation that you may not want to be in going down the line. But in February, Brian Windhorst said he expects Fox to sign a big extension with the San Antonio Spurs this offseason, adding that it was pretty much understood that that was the way it was going to go. And of course, the Spurs have already talked about that with Fox. Really what it has to do now, the years and the numbers. According to Bobby Marks at ESPN, Fox is eligible for a 4-year, $229 million extension this offseason, a significant raise from what his extension would have been had he had signed last offseason. Of course, with the CBA, the money's just going to keep going up and keep going up. And what we have here is a situation where the Spurs can afford to pay that. I don't know exactly how contracts work in the NBA comparatively to the NFL. I know in NFL contracts you can front load a lot of contracts. I'm not sure exactly how the numbers work for the NBA, but if I were San Antonio, I would front load this contract. So if you had to split it up a certain portion between 4 years, you would look at maybe 60 million, 40, 40. I mean, that's 120, 80, that's 200. So probably like 60, 45, 50, something along those lines. The reason being is obviously Wemby's going to be coming down the pipeline. You want to get the mass majority of that money out early to try to get it late. I'm not sure contractually if that's how it works in the NBA. I know in the NFL that's how it works. But we'll see what the numbers are. Obviously, there are much smarter people than me when it comes to those finances in the front office for San Antonio and the agent for De'Aaron Fox. They'll get together. They'll work together and get themselves a great contract. But securing Fox for the future would be huge for San Antonio. The Spurs were seemingly already on their way to a bright future thanks to Wemby. But the addition of the star point guard Fox raises the ceiling for what's possible for San Antonio over the next few years. Fox is only 27. He's the oldest of our real stars. Obviously, we have Paul and we have Harrison Barnes. Shout out to Harrison Barnes again to knock the Warriors into the play-in pretty much because obviously they lost to the Clippers today. But Fox is 27. You've got Castle under 21, Wemby 21, Sochan I believe is 21 if not 22, and Vassell is as like mid-ish 20. So you've got all those old or young guys, and Fox is the old head out of all of them, which is funny because he's only my age at 27. But as I said, 23.5, 6.3 per game before suffering the season-ending finger injury, which he could have played through, and if he had to, like if they were really in playoff contention, he probably would have played through it. But doesn't really matter. We knew we weren't going to go anywhere without Wemby. He was 24-11 with 3.8 blocks per game this season with his deep vein thrombosis in his right shoulder. But overall, we have got two big updates. We've got Wemby sounding like he is on the right track. He looks healthy. He looks good. And hopefully he is going to be back for the beginning of next season because that's what the Spurs need. That's what San Antonio needs. And then Fox wants to be here long term, which we expected, but it's always great to hear it and know that that's really what he wants to do because that's the first line, and we know San Antonio wants him there. We got him, we got Wemby, and then we obviously got our Rookie of the Year, Stephon Castle. We build with those three. The rest of the team, we can work on what we need to do, whether it's a trade, whether it's keeping people. What it is doesn't really matter. We know the San Antonio Spurs are going to be here for the future and for a while. But let me know in the comments what you think, again, about Wemby, and when do you want him to come back playing basketball, and what capacity do you want him playing basketball, and just guess some numbers. What do you think that Fox's contract looks like? How do you feel like it's going to be? Just in the comments, kind of talk about what this Fox move is going to do, what this Wemby move is or what this Wemby health update's going to do for the San Antonio Spurs. But this has been Spurs Digest with your host, Keenan Warner. I appreciate all of you guys, and I'll be seeing all of you guys very soon.